think any payment provider, we're really trying to solve that cross-border payment transaction. So if you're going, we talked earlier about the US dollar to the Mexican peso. It's one of the corridors we have live with XRP today. You can hold a US dollar, sell that dollar and buy XRP. In 3 seconds, you can move that XRP to Mexico and then sell the XRP and buy the Mexican peso. Whether you're a bank, a payment provider, eventually even corporates can take advantage of a dramatic decrease in cost and a dramatic increase in speed and how those transactions work.
In the world of crypto, Ripple XRP has been positioning itself as a game changer when it comes to cross-border global transactions. Founded in 2012 by Chris Larsen and Jade McCaleb, who originally named the company OpenCoin, which was then changed to Ripple Labs later on. Since 2017, Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse has been pushing for the mass adoption of Ripple's network technology, aiming to replace the SWIFT payment system with faster, cheaper, and more transparent cross-border payments. Ripple's recent legal victory against the SEC has also added a major boost to its momentum. All of these factors have been adding a lot of momentum to Ripple Labs and its XRP token. So could XRP be the future of cross-border payments? And what are some of the controversies circulating in the crypto space around XRP and Ripple?
You're exactly right. The United States SEC filed a lawsuit about what is XRP 4 years ago. And so it kind of froze the US market opportunity for us. If you're a US bank or US financial institution, you're like, let's just wait and see how this plays out. So sure. 95% of our customers are outside the United States. And finally, I think we're at a point where we can actually see growth and see the crypto industry thrive here in the United States. The largest economy in the world has really been leaning out of the crypto economy.
XRP is primarily used today as a bridge currency in Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution. This allows banks and financial institutions to convert fiat currencies into XRP, transfer it across borders, and convert it back into fiat at the destination, all within seconds. This eliminates the need for pre-funded Nostro and Vostro accounts, which are basically accounts that banks hold in foreign countries to facilitate international payments and conversion from one currency to another. For example, XRP enables a transaction to go from USD to XRP to Japanese yen in seconds, without banks needing to hold foreign currency reserves in Nostro and Vostro accounts. On the other hand, RLUSD, which is Ripple's US dollar-backed stablecoin, is being integrated into Ripple payments to streamline cross-border treasury operations for several financial institutions. It provides instant settlement and also reduces the cost of international transactions. Ripple's plan with RLUSD is to compete against other stable coins in the market, such as Tether's USDT and Circle's USDC. XRP's bull case revolves around different factors that are frequently mentioned in its community. SWIFT currently facilitates about $5 trillion in transactions per day, which is over $1 quadrillion annually when you factor in global interbank payments, forex settlements, and cross-border finance. It's the backbone of how money moves internationally. Ripple, with XRP at the center of its on-demand liquidity solution, is built to solve how slow and expensive these transactions are. And if XRP captures a small percentage, the numbers get big very fast. For example, if XRP captures just 1% of SWIFT's volume, that's $12.5 trillion annually. And if it gains a 10% share, that's over $125 trillion in transactions that XRP could potentially facilitate each year. Another bullish catalyst for XRP that's gaining traction in its community is the potential launch of an XRP ETF. So far, Bitcoin and Ethereum have led the way with ETF approvals, and it's opened the floodgates for billions in institutional capital. An XRP ETF would do the same for its price and further adoption by financial institutions. In addition, today there are over 100 financial institutions and several countries either using or piloting Ripple's technology and other financial products, where some of them depend on using the XRP token to some extent. There are also discussions about other potential implementations for XRP in the possible tokenization of physical assets, such as real estate and so on, where there is an $18 trillion market opportunity. But these talks remain mostly ideas for now, with no major implementations going live at scale yet. When it comes to the controversies and debates around XRP in the crypto space, there are also several points. The main thing is that some people consider XRP a centralized token since Ripple has control over the transaction validating nodes on the network, which goes against the very principle that much of the crypto community stands for, and that is total decentralization. Another fact is Ripple's significant control over the XRP supply. Ripple originally created 100 billion XRP tokens, and while it has placed a large portion in escrow, some people argue that the company still has too much influence over the token's price and distribution. This has led many in the crypto space to view it more like a bank coin than anything else.
The amount of XRP that was created in 2012 when it was first started, when that blockchain was first started, was 100 billion units. That can't be increased. It's slightly deflationary, and now there's about 99.9 billion units. Ripple owns about 42% of that supply. We have had, and for, I guess, 8 years, we published something called the XRP Markets Report, where we share how much we are introducing into the market, because we want that to be predictable. And that has been the case for many years now. And so we will continue to make sure that's very predictable. At some point, maybe we won't be selling as much. We'll see how that plays out in the future. But right now, frankly, we get criticized for owning too much, and then we're criticized for selling some. But we want to do that in a constructive way, which is what we've done for years.
Another controversy is Ripple's CBDC platform, which is designed to help central banks around the world launch their own central bank digital currency. Ripple is already working with countries like Palau and Bhutan to explore national digital currencies. CBDCs in general have been very controversial for a lot of people, and especially for those concerned about privacy and sovereignty, since such currencies can be easily tracked, more easily confiscated, and also potentially programmed to be spent, for example, on certain goods or services, or have certain spending limits on such things according to what a central bank decides. That's one of the main arguments for Bitcoin maximalists and those involved in decentralized finance as to why any crypto token that isn't truly decentralized should be avoided. In fact, when a CBDC was launched in China back in January 2022, it was promoted by giving away millions of digital yuan to those who used it in the form of free online wallets containing 200 digital yuan, or approximately $31 to some winners. But there still seem to be some difficulties in promoting a broader use of it, according to Chinese news outlets, since apparently neither banks nor consumers are really incentivized to use it. Another potential factor that could be a disadvantage for XRP price is if Ripple decides to go public in the future, since there are some rumors about this. Some people argue that many holders of the XRP token today do this as an investment in Ripple's technology in general and its potential to become widely adopted. However, an existing investment option in Ripple stock could lead people to invest in the company's stock instead of holding its token, which could create a bearish effect on XRP price. So all of these factors are some of the main debating points for those who fully believe in XRP's potential and its wide adoption, and those who see the total opposite. So what do you think? Does XRP have a really huge potential, or is it just another hyped-up speculation of a centralized crypto coin? Comment down below and let us know what you think. And with that being said, see you in the next one.